Welcome, Discovery Kids Online. We are in the very first book of the Bible, the book of Genesis, and it means beginnings. And we have seen a lot of beginnings.
We saw how the world began.
Yes.
Oh, and we saw how people began.
Yes.
We saw how sin began.
And we saw how the Jewish people began.
Yes.
Whoa, hold it.
What?
We saw how the Jewish people began?
Oh, exactly. So the Jewish people, they are such a special group of people. They were chosen by God.
Hey, did you know that most of the people we learn about in the Bible were Jewish?
Moses was Jewish.
Oh, and David from the story of David and Goliath was Jewish.
Brave Queen Esther was Jewish.
And here's the big one, Jesus was Jewish. And do you know who the very first Jewish man was?
Abraham.
Oh man, I love learning about Abraham. He was such an amazing guy.
And today, we're going to learn just how much Abraham loved and trusted God.
The word of the day is sacrifice.
What's
sacrifice?
Well, it's when you give up something that's important to you. Do you get it?
No.
Okay, well, let me give you an example of sacrificing.
I'm on a new diet.
Oh, that is awesome.
Nice job.
So strong.
I know. That's really great.
Oh, how's it going?
Good.
In Bible times, people made sacrifices to God.
Why?
Well, to ask God for help, tell him thank you, or even ask for God's forgiveness.
Whoa, hold on.
Now, you're telling me that people back in Bible times used to give up eating junk food for God?
Oh, no. They would sacrifice something else.
What?
Well, usually animals.
What?
Yes, they would pick the very best sheep or lamb that they had.
Well, because it was for God.
Exactly, and they would, kill it.
Seriously?
Yeah, I know it seems strange to us, but back in Bible times, they did it all the time.
I'm glad we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, exactly. In today's story, God is going to ask Abraham to make an unusual sacrifice.
Well, what's he gonna ask Abram to sacrifice?
Ooh, let's find out.
Abraham and Isaac from the book of Genesis, chapter 22.
Abraham and Sarah, they were old. I mean, really old. Now, even though they were old, God kept his promise and gave them a son, Isaac. Aww. Say cheese.
Cheese.
One day, God had a test for Abraham. God wanted to make sure that Abraham loved him above everything else.
I do.
Well, we'll see.
Abraham,
Here I am, God.
take your son, your only son, whom you love, and go to a mountain I will show you.
You got it, God.
There, offer Isaac to me as a sacrifice.
Seriously?
Offer Isaac to me as a sacrifice.
Abraham did what God told him to. I know.
The very next day, Abraham got up early and loaded up a donkey with supplies. He picked 2 servants to join him and then called his son Isaac.
Come here, my boy.
Where are we going, Dad?
They walked for 3 days to reach the mountain that God had chosen. When they finally reached the mountain, Abraham told his servants,
You stay here with the donkey. I will go with my boy to the mountain to worship.
All right, this might go on.
Abraham and Isaac continued on. Isaac even carried the wood for the sacrifice.
Hey, Dad, are we missing something? Where's the lamb for the sacrifice?
God will provide a lamb.
When they reached the place that God chose,
Abraham built an altar and placed the wood on it.
And then he placed his son Isaac on top of the wood.
Oh, guys, this is getting really intense.
Oh, isn't it? So it's
totally
so
intense. So intense.
Just as Abraham was about to sacrifice his son, the angel of the Lord called out,
Abraham, Abraham,
Here I am.
do Do not lay a hand on that boy. Do not do anything to him. Now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld from me your only son.
Abraham saw a ram caught by its horns in the bushes.
Phew.
God gave Abraham a ram to sacrifice instead of Isaac.
And Abraham even named the place.
The Lord will provide.
The angel of the Lord spoke to Abraham again.
I swear by myself that because you did not withhold your son from me, I will bless you. Your family will be as numerous as the stars in the sky. They will be like the sand on the seashore. Your family will have victory over their enemies. And
This is the big one!
Well, I'm so ready.
all the nations on the earth will be blessed because you have obeyed me.
End.
So, did this story remind you of Jesus?
Abraham had a special son that he loved.
Yes.
And Jesus was God's one and only son.
Yes.
And Abraham was willing to sacrifice his only son to obey God.
Yes.
And Jesus obeyed God when he came to this earth to be sacrificed on a cross.
Yes, but there's one big difference between these two stories.
Yeah, God saved Isaac.
But Jesus died
Yeah, but why did Jesus have to die?
to save us from our sins.
It's all a part of God's plan.
Hey, take a minute and answer this question. We're so glad you guys were here. Check out some of our other stories, our worship videos, the stuff in our comment section, and we will see you next time. Bye!
Brave Queen Esther was Jewish.
And something else.
This is a good one.
Potato chips on the cookies.
And Lay's and chocolate chip cookies just actually
Salty
kinda
sweet,
good,
man.
yeah.
Yep.